Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Scholarchitchat. And today I'm your host Joanne, and we have a special guest with me who has successfully navigated the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship for his postgraduate studies. And if you're just hearing about this Scholarchitchat for the first time, this is Scholarchitchat podcast. Here I'm committed to bring you relevant information about different scholarship and graduate school opportunities to help you in your future studies. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back. So I'll just let our guest introduce himself. Welcome.
Thank you, Joan. My name is Caleb Enejo Omede. I'm from Kogi State, Nigeria, and I graduated from Kogi State University with a bachelor's degree in biochemistry. I'm currently an awardee of the prestigious Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship at the Institute of Biochemistry, Molecular Biology and Biotechnology, University of Colombo in Sri Lanka. And my research focus currently I'm researching on cancer. It's been a wonderful time here. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Joanne.
Thank you very much, Caleb, for your time and for agreeing to do this with us. We're happy to have you. So let's just start. Okay. So the first question: how and when did you hear about the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, and what motivated you to apply?
The Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, I got to know about it because actually before I got to know about it, I've been on several WhatsApp groups.
Oh, okay.
So I got to know about it on WhatsApp groups.
Okay.
What motivated me to apply was because I know it's a prestigious one and it also matches my area of interest. So it fields program that matches my area of interest. So that's what motivated me.
Okay, that's fantastic. So can you give us a background of the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship? Like, tell us everything we need to know about the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship.
Okay, henceforth we call it QECS. So QECS is, just like the name implies, it's established to honor Queen Elizabeth II, and it was established in the year 2018. And it was established for students from low and medium income countries. So then you can, you are being sponsored to conduct research, specifically MSc program, including research in another low or medium income country. And of course, the schools that are being selected are a handful of schools being selected, top-notch schools. So the aim of this program is to build research capacity and professional skills in developing member states, and also to encourage cross-cultural exchange and this mutual understanding between these Commonwealth countries. And the Commonwealth Scholarship, it's a wonderful one, and I will encourage everyone to take interest in that. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So thank you very much for that. Now to the next question: can you outline the timeline of the application process, and are there any deadlines applicants should be aware of? Maybe when is the timeline that the application starts yearly? Is it like fixed, maybe every November, December, every January, February? So just give us the timeline and then the deadlines.
Okay, usually there is a fixed timeline. There may not be fixed deadline. Okay, but the timeline is quite fixed, because the resumption date of each school is kind of fixed in a way. So there are usually two cycles. The first cycle 1, the application season opens in November, December. I think this year's open December. I think we are still currently on the second one. Application season is still open, and it closes January, around January 15, January 14. Then the cycle 2 begins in April, May most times. May, thereabout, yeah. So, and it closes maybe like it spans for like 2 months. It lasts for like 2 months. It closes. Yeah, this is structured like that because the schools that are hosting the scholars have different resumption dates. You understand? They do not all have the same resumption date. So the schools that are, if you're applying for SACU 1, which is currently on, ending January, those schools are schools that resume by July to, let's say, October. If you're applying for SACU 2, which happens, which opens in, I think, April, May, which is what I applied for. Which is the SACU that I applied in. So such school starts by, let's say, March, February, January, etc.
Okay. So this brings me to my next question. For applicants that apply for SACU 1, can they still apply for SACU 2 also?
I think so, because the reason is because the schools and the programs are different.
Okay.
Yeah, because even within a particular SACU, you can still apply to multiple schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So for those unfamiliar, could you tell us what the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship cover? Were there any like additional expenses you had to manage, like application fee, visa application fee, and just maybe flight?
Okay, the QECS scholarship is a fully funded program. It covers your air ticket to and fro. It covers your arrival allowance. It covers your stipend, your school fees, your health insurance, and everything. Okay, and although depending on the country you are going, some of them do not have free visa, so you may have to fend for yourself during the application of your visa, which of course is not usually in fact, I think mine was free. Yeah, so what I did was I just needed to pay for, because the embassy of the country was not in Nigeria, and it's not currently in Nigeria, so I needed to use the nearest state, which was Kenya. So sending my passport for stamp in Kenya, for the visa in Kenya, and then to and fro, it cost me some money. So of course you can recover that from your arrival allowance.
Okay, so how about application fee? I think some of the schools have application fee. Are they like application fee waivers?
Oh, sorry for that. I think I forgot that. Yeah. So some schools have application fees. Like mine has, but it's not something that is much. Sometimes maybe like $7, $10, something like that. And I believe there are schools that are free. Yeah, so it depends on the...
Okay, so they don't waive the application fee. If you apply for the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, they don't waive the application fee for you?
No, I don't think they waive. I have not heard of... There might be school that waive, but I have not heard of that. Okay, so I think each applicant, we have to research the website of the school to know if there is any possible waiver for QECS applicant. But I don't think many schools do waive. You just apply as a normal student and then indicate that you're applying for the QECS.
What are the selection criteria for this scholarship, and how can someone looking to apply increase their chances of being selected? Selection criteria, I mean, maybe academic. Some scholarships focus on academic merits, some focus on commitment to development. So what's easy for this particular scholarship?
Yeah, the selection criteria, we have to, let me divide it into two, okay? The first category is, because the application it's a two separate application. You're making an application to QECS as an organization. You're also making an application to the school of choice, okay? Although sometimes depending on the structure of the school, they may tell you do it simultaneously. Some will say you have to secure funding first before you apply to the admission, okay? But regardless of whatever structure it is, the general criteria for bagging this kind of scholarship is number one, one's academic profile, academic merit is a very important thing. And I think the minimum is 2-1. Yeah, the minimum is 2-1 from your bachelor's, and you should also have good a relevant course. You should have studied a relevant course. Okay. For instance, I am studying molecular life sciences here. So my background is in biochemistry. You understand?
Yeah.
So your undergraduate course must align with whatever program you are applying for. That is academic this thing. And then also your references is also very important. Your references are very important. So they look at those things. And then your essays. I'm talking about the applications to QECS now. Okay.
Yes.
Your essays are very, very much important. Okay. So it is because it is in your essays what they want to see in you. That is when you can accentuate it. That is when you can vocalize it. Okay. So that is that for that. And then for the school application, different schools have what they prefer. For instance, some school at the academic merit, they will also want you to take some tests, some quiz, some intake entrance examinations. Like for instance, in my school, there was an entrance examination which I took. So the topmost scorer would be awarded, or would be kind of pre-selected, if I can put it that way, or nominated, kind of. So, but there are schools that you don't need to write any quiz, okay? Maybe based on your essays or maybe work experience. So it is important for every applicant to know what is required of them for the specific school they are applying, at least to get admission.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. So now let's move to the documents required for the application. What are some of the documents? I think you did mention reference, so you can just elaborate on it.
Okay, the general documents are your academic documents. For instance, like your certificate. If you don't have certificate, some schools in Nigeria may not give certificate immediately after graduation, so you can use a statement of results, which I think I used during my time. Okay, so and then your transcript is also very important, and then your international passport is also important. And sometimes some of these scholarship may say, I'm trying to recall if I actually submitted my international passport in the course of application for QECS, but I don't know if I could recall at this very moment now. But it's very good if you have it, and if you don't have it, you have to browse through their website to know if it is required at that point in time. Okay, so but it's good to have it as an applicant. That should be one of the first steps to take. And the other documents are reference letters. You need reference letters, and you need
how many are required?
Yeah, 2 reference letters are required. Yeah, 2, and then you need your essays and SOP for the school you are applying to. I think that's all.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. The next question: did you have to write maybe an English proficiency test, or it's not required?
No, it's not required. I did not need to write, and I don't think it's compulsory with QECS. And also, I think it also has to do with the school you're applying to. Yeah, it also has to do with the school you're applying to. So I think most schools do not really ask. They may have, exception list. Even if they have such requirement, they may have exception list that exempt certain countries or applicants from certain countries from writing such exam. So you have to know what applies to your school. So for my school, there was nothing as such. And for QECS, there was nothing as such.
Okay. So the next question is work experience. Is work experience a mandatory requirement?
Okay. So I don't want to say yes or no, because during application on the portal, QECS portal, there is a space provided for employment history. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm quite aware that many persons may not have, may not feel to have the kind of or the required experience that they ought to have, or that they want to have. But regardless of what you have, it is still good you put it there. But sometimes the evaluators might not really consider how relevant your experience is, like how aligned it is, like that. So they may want to consider, okay, what have you been doing? What have you been doing with the gap? Okay. Yeah, someone like me, I was not directly, in practice in my field, but I was doing a sales rep for a pharmaceutical company, when I was applying. So this was the experience that I used. But I was trying to tilt it into, the field a little. I was trying to tilt it, but it still remains that I was a sales executive. So if you have experience, it's good. Put it there. And also, it might also matter during application, during the school application as well for admission. It might also matter since they are independent applications.
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. Okay, so can you share a winning tip for applying for the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship?
Okay, I think it is necessary to be ready for whatever adventure you want to embark upon. And that's the first thing I would like to say, because it's easy to dream. I've seen many applicants who dream, I want to have this, but the work, it requires, they are not ready to put in the work. You understand? Yes. So the first thing I would say, two things I would say. The first thing is that applicants should be ready to put in the work. Number two, applicants should learn how to leverage. So leveraging will save you a lot of stress, a lot of comebacks, like a lot of having to reapply multiple times. Some persons say they have applied 50 times before they get 1 year, but in some people's case, it's not like that. I did quite right. I did multiple applications. But sometimes it doesn't have to be like that. It shouldn't be something that has to always be like that with everybody. So if you know how to leverage, the experiences of those who have gone ahead, like of scholars. Now, so going back to my first point about being serious and being ready to give it what it takes. Now, the strategies I can profile to this application, specifically QECS, which might also help in other applications, is that you can contact current scholars or past scholars. It's very important because they will guide. There are some specific things they will tell you that this is what I did. This is what I know now, which I never knew when I was there, when I was applying. They'll tell you, they can put you through. They have an advantage. There are things you will never find on the school's website, but the scholar can help you and tell you, this is how this is. Sometimes some people have applied for a particular scholarship over and over again before they got it. So they have learned a lot in the course of their failures. So that is that. So you have to. So I used to, even during my general application before I got QECS, one of the first things I used to do is whenever there is a scholarship and I want to make my research. One of the things I do is that I go to LinkedIn, source out scholars that are currently awardees of that particular scholarship, and then reach out to them. You understand? So there is that. So, and number two is you have to be spend time on your essays. I cannot overemphasize that because that the essay is the main thing.
We'll talk about the essay more.
Okay, So it's the crux of the application. So you have to spend time. You have to spend time in there. And number three, you have to spend time to know what the scholarship is about. Study the website, the eligibility criteria. Know if there is any demand that you don't have, any requirement that you don't have, I need to get it done. So things like that. So, and also with respect to QECS, since the application to QECS as an organization and to the school are independent application, but still connected in a way, you have to know what the requirement of your school is. Very important. Because what's the essence of getting a funding and you couldn't secure admission?
Seriously.
So these are the specific strategies that help.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, it's very important to reach out to people that have gotten this scholarship. That's why this podcast is trying to reach out to people, invite them to come and share their experiences, lessons learned, and advice to applicants and prospective applicants. Now, to the next question. What factor did you consider when selecting the course, the university, and the country?
Okay. The course, of course, I know what my interest is. So the first factor I consider in choosing the course is my interest, where I can thrive more. Because sometimes, some of these programs are structured in a way that it will drill you. Okay, and you don't want to be drilled in where your interests, you cannot easily adapt. So it's my course of interest. Even if I want to deviate a little, maybe to another a similar program that my undergraduate program can still afford, as my background can still afford, then it should be something that can also be able to adapt as well, because you cannot afford to fail as a scholar. If you I don't know what the consequences, but you can't afford to even have repeats carryover in your courses. You can't afford. I don't know if any scholar have had that experience, but I think it's not easy to afford such. Okay, so that is what I considered for, because then for the university, number one, I consider university number one because this same course is studied in that university. You get it? So, and also the university is one of the topmost university in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the topmost university in the country and has a good reputation. Okay. So I was assured of what
they are taught in English.
Yeah, the medium of instruction is English. All QECS post universities, the medium of instruction is English.
Okay.
Yeah, so the country, is a good one. Yeah, I never knew of this country until I knew about QECS. So it was QECS that let's go Sri Lanka. Let's see, and then and one thing final thing I want to say is that any country that QECS chooses to host its scholars are countries that they have done their undergrad work, okay, to know, to ensure that this place is where is comfortable, can accommodate scholars. For instance, they cannot send students to places like Lebanon, Israel, Ukraine, where there is this political instability and war and things like that. So they must have done their survey to know what the country is up to.
Okay, so now thank you very much for
the
answer. Yeah, so to the next question. Now this question is area where most applicants are scared of or have not been able to understand.
Okay.
This is the essays now.
Okay.
So first of all, how many essays are applicants writing for the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship?
Okay, there are 4 essays. Just 4.
Okay. So just maybe summarize or in brief. You can actually use maybe the pointers, the one you wrote. Could you walk us through how you approach writing the essays? What were the key elements you focused on to make your application stand out? Like just generally, how can applicants start? What should be included?
Okay, I think let me approach it this way. I can send to you a friend of mine, a past awardee, 2-time awardee of this scholarship, once made a post on LinkedIn where he explicitly, because he himself is a 2-time awardee, he explicitly detailed how to write a standout essay, paragraph by paragraph from his experience. It's a vast, you understand. So most times when people come for guide, and of course it's something I can teach, but just for easy and to save my time, I just take a good year. It will be easy for you to go through it over and over and over again. You understand? So I can share the link of his profile of that particular post with you. Maybe you can attach it to the comment section of this. You can pin it there for other people to go through it. Yeah, so let me just say some things regarding that. They are writing 4 essays for QECS, and the first essay is the plan of study, which is about 200 to 400 words. Second one is development impact, and the post-study outreach. That's after your study. What are you going to be doing with the knowledge you have acquired? So that is about 300 to 500 words. And then also we have the SDG essay. It's about 150 to 200 words. And the last one, we have the 4th essay. We have network creation essay. It's about 200 to 400 words. I wouldn't want to go into how to write the essay because it will kind of take time, each of this essay. Okay, so that is why I will drop that link. It's a very detailed one. Okay, the tips that help generally, even during my time, or generally as an applicant to scholarships, then was that, number one, you have to take time to study how to write essay. Okay? Sometimes before a scholarship comes up, you know when it will come. Okay? You know when the application season will begin. So take your time before that time, 1 month, 2 months before that time, and do your research about the, okay?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because there is no how you write. No matter how good you think you have written an essay, you have errors. So you go through it again. And before you start writing essay, I will recommend everyone that go through videos, go through materials on how to write this essay specifically, QECS. Just go through study materials, go through videos. Sometimes I think I had applied for a particular scholarship some years ago where I think I spent like 2 months or a whole month. Sometimes I spent day and night, researching on the essay just to write the essay. So I think I got reserved anyway. Yeah, so now the thing is this: once you do your homework very well, the next thing you should do is to reach out to awardees of that same thing. I cannot overemphasize that. Awardee of that same scholarship or past scholars. Reach out to them early, not on the deadline, not 1 week to the closure of the application season. So reach out to them early and get them to review your work, because some of them are very busy people. So you have to give them time to check your work. And secondly, you have to do your own work first, because as a reviewer that I am, if you send an essay to me and I discover that simple some basic techniques, you have not even applied it, I will refer you back to study materials again, because where do I start from? So no matter how busy you are as a person, once somebody has done his own work and just need a little touch here and there, you can even if I'm on the bus, I can attend to the essay. You understand? Because it's well done. I have done that before. Even on the road, I can just check, okay, you have just a little touch. Understand? All right. So these are the tips that helped me personally in drafting the essay.
You didn't mention. Thank you very much for that. I'll still remind you to send the link to the post so that we can just add it to where this episode is going out. Now, okay, you didn't mention that. I think you said you wrote an assessment. Okay, so what type of questions should applicants expect, and how did you prepare for writing the assessment?
Okay. First, I would like to reiterate again that it is not all school that requires assessment. Okay, so if your school requires an assessment, number one, if you already get a scholar, if you have already established a relationship with any of the scholars from that same school, you try to ask questions specific so that you can give specific and tailored guidance for that same school. Okay. Now, so with the nature of question being asked, the person will tell you the nature of question. The pattern that was adopted for me might not be the same pattern that will be adopted to another school or with the applicants of another school. So, but specifically to me, the nature of questions were still background question. Okay. I was applying to molecular life science program, MSc molecular life science, and my background was biochemistry. You understand? So the questions borders around molecular life science, like biology generally, undergraduate level. You understand? Basic questions in molecular biology, So, but before then, I had already, prepared. You understand? I just took the whole textbook and I don't even know where to start from. I just start from the beginning. Carbohydrate and all those things, water, just reading and reading, So that was how I prepared.
Oh, thank you very much for that advice. For prospective applicants now, can you walk us through the steps you took and how you prepared yourself for each stage? Did you have any specific strategies that helped you during the application period?
Okay. I think the first stage was that you just have to know that rejection it's a normal thing when making an application. I'm talking about your mental balance now as an applicant. But sometimes when you invested so much energy, sometimes you pay application fee to apply for a scholarship, and you are most desirous of it, and you are most expectant rather that you will have this, you back the scholarship, and then anything just happen, and then you get a rejection letter, a love letter. You can feel it can be very disheartening, discouraging.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first. So that leads me to the first thing to do is to prepare your mind that, okay, this thing, let me give it a try, but I'll put my best foot forward. You understand? Okay. So that was the first thing I ensured I did, my state of mind. Specifically, when I applied for this scholarship, I had applied for several scholarships, and each of my failures taught me something new. You understand? So I kept trying to learn, work on my essay. Of course, I have community where we share ideas, where we have friends, where we understand. And at this time, 2022, I was preparing for US applications, you understand? So I had already mapped out about maybe up to 50 professors that I was going to send emails to. And the 2022 ended, the 2023 came. I was not yet, bold enough to train my application because, I was like, I don't have the experience, I don't have this. I was trying to see what I can do.
Yeah.
Then a friend called me to that QECS is on and that you want to encourage me to apply. You understand? So I was feeling, my dear, let's forget about this. Let me still put myself up. I was already recreating my, my CV and everything for US school. And the guy encouraged me. He's a very close friend. That was my kind of my ally in application. Yeah. And he said, Caleb, apply. So that kind of, my friend advising me strongly, you have to apply. I just applied because of him. You understand? Yeah. So I applied. And the thing is this, if you are, just like I've been emphasizing, that you have to be strong with essay writing. You understand? Okay? Mm-hmm. It was not as if I was preparing for QECS specifically long before that time. But I have essays generally on ground that are top-notch. Mm-hmm. Okay? I was prepared. I knew how to put up my recommendation letter, how to send the draft, then before I get it settled by my referees. All these things, I knew I've been in the space of application for over 4 years before that time. You understand? Yeah. So when he said, okay, apply, it took me extra 1 week to prepare my mind. That is what I was saying, because I was coming from a place of discouragement. I was coming from a place of multiple rejections. You understand? Then I was trying to drag myself to see how I can shoot for US, and this opportunity came. So it took me 1 week to settle my mind, Caleb, just apply, whatever comes out. Then I, shoot my shot. So it wasn't taking me time to put up those, those essays. It took me time, but it won't take me that much time, as to somebody who is just starting. You understand? Yeah. So the final thing is that I have people who are committed to me. That is where I talk about community. You have friends who have the same goal, who are sacrificial, who can review your essays, friends who have gone ahead of you, or friends who know that they are capable of doing this thing. They are technically sound with essay, scholarship essay writing, in quotes. Yeah. I had a friend then who even can stay through the night to review my essays, even down till the deadline. When I submitted about 2 hours to deadline because of, when I started. Probably late, I started late, understand? So he was there. He was in France then, I remember, still attending to me. So start writing your essay early, I would advise, except, maybe condition warrant late, whatever. Okay. But in my case, it was late, but in my case, I was already I know how to write essay already. You understand? So, and finally, I had somebody who could review essay for me. Somebody who is a done in that field. I think that is all I have to say in that,
Yeah, very important. And community is very, very important. You need people to encourage you, people to push you. Most days you have the passion, but then the strength or the zeal might be low. So you need someone that will just a nudge.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good point.
Thank you.
I really appreciate. Okay, so from your perspective now, what common mistakes do applicants make when applying, and how can they avoid this?
Okay, number one, I said it before, attend to applications very early so that you can know where you have made mistakes, you understand? So that you can also have time for amendment. Okay, know all the requirements. Know all the requirements. Some people don't even know there is a waiver opportunity maybe for English test. Some people don't even know whether there is English test or not, whether it's required or not. Okay. And sometimes some people get scared because they see English tests. They just get to the website of the school or the scholarship organization and they saw English test. They have to submit English test. They don't even bother to read forward again to know whether there are exceptions or not. Okay. So usually what I used to do is when most school will state that, or they will tell you that from sometimes they will. In fact, in some countries like UK, like US and others, there are Nigeria is usually among the
countries that have waiver.
Yeah, they list Nigeria among English-speaking country. Yeah, so specifically for QECS, I think each applicant have to avoid the mistake of not checking out for every required requirements. Yeah, so both for the school and for the applications, you have to take time to study the website to know what is obtainable, what is required of you. Okay, and then also reach out to scholars, like I've said, reach out to them early. And a big mistake that people used to make, many applicants, and till date, I see many applicants make it. If you are chatting somebody for the first time, of course, some of these scholars they are chatting them for the first time. You have never known them before. Okay.
Yeah.
But they are willing to help. But most of them can be busy at that time. Some of them might be writing exam. Some of them might be doing their research. Some of them, at that time you are chatting them, they might be overtaking in their research, burdened by, heavy workload or assignments or whatever. So if you are reaching out to them, don't just come to their DM and say, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma," or "Good morning, scholar," and then you expect him to reply, "How are you?" before you say what you want to say. No. People make a lot of that mistake. Yeah, so
it doesn't work that way.
So if you want to chat anybody new, give a direct what you want. Just state everything all at once. If you like, don't even greet.
Yeah.
Someone like me, if you like, don't greet. Just tell me what you want. So in my mind, I'll process it. It's okay, I can have time this time, I can have time this time. And I will reply, I will give you one-off response. If I want a further conversation, I can invite you to my WhatsApp, or I can, do a follow-up with you, understand? So, but what I'm trying to say is that if you're reaching out for help, for review or whatever, go straight to the point. If you want to greet, okay? Tell the person what you want, the course you are applying to. If it's his own course program, rather, tell him or her where you are from, introduce yourself, tell everything you have to tell in that first message. I think it works that way. And also, you have to do your own homework as well. You can't be an amateur in essay writing, and then you are sending an essay for review. Where do you want the scholar to start from? You have to do your homework. You have to, have taken your time to watch multiple videos, just like this kind of recordings that we are that we're having. So take your time to watch through them, to go through them, materials, develop yourself. Let it be that the scholar just have a little work to do, some technical works to do, on your essays, and then he will be glad to attend to you. But if you are just starting, you don't even know what STAR approach is, you don't even know what SMART approach is, you don't even know how to introduce yourself in the essay or whatever, how to, position your work experience, your post-study, your outreach, your career goals and everything. And then you just write anything you want to write and give to the person, you'll be discouraged. He doesn't have that time. He's not coming to teach you at that point. He's coming to review, not to teach. You understand? And finally, another thing I have to say is to some scholars who have to pay application fee, you have to sometimes at the time of my application, Nigerian ATM card was not working for international transactions. So I never knew. So it was on that day, deadline when I was applying, that I got to know that, this thing is not working. Then I have to call my friend, who came from the UK. He sent me his card details. So you have to know this as well. I have also had to make payment for people as well over here. So these things you have to do them and get them sorted, before you submit applications. So that's all.
Thank you very much for this advice. Really appreciate. I believe that or I know that applicants will find this very helpful. Yeah, so next question. For applicants now with like families, how does the scholarship accommodate dependents, if at all it does?
Okay,
Is it
QCS does
possible
not.
to come with someone or just
Yeah, anything is possible. But the
hello?
thing is this: QCS only make provision for a single scholar, for a single person.
Oh, okay.
If you want
Okay.
to come with a husband, a wife, just know that you have to pay for their application. I have to pay for the etiquette, and then
Yeah.
you have to arrange for the accommodation yourself. You have to, so you have to just bother yourself about their well-being. So, but primarily QECS only make arrangements for the scholar him or herself. There is no special arrangement for
Thank you. So,
an addition.
okay. Thank you very much for the answer. The next question now. Are there any obligations or commitments required after completing the scholarship, such as returning to your home country? If there is, how can applicants prepare for this?
Yeah, for QCS, it's required that you return to your home country, because even in the course of the essay writing, that is why they're asking you of your development impact and post-study outreach. You understand? So, and the aim of this scholarship is actually to equip you with some, professional and research, capacity, so that you can contribute, you can give it back to your home country, which you have, of course, demonstrated in the course of writing the essays. So once you are finishing your program, they will book your ticket for you. They will ask, when are you going home? You are taking what? Yeah, they will ask you.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is this: once you get home and they are aware that you have left, you have confirmed your arrival, that's all. If you like, the following day, leave that to your home country and go to another country. It's none of their business anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question. Now, this is one of my favorite questions to ask. So, what was your biggest cultural shock when you moved to study in Sri Lanka, and how did you adjust academically and socially in a new country?
Well, in fact, coming out of the shores of Nigeria and going out of the shores of Africa, made me to appreciate diversity. It made me to appreciate that the fact that a single line of communication can mean something else, usually means something else to another population entirely. Okay. So when I came here, I had a lot of...
Can you maybe explain what you mean by that?
Like what?
I said, can you explain what you mean by that? Maybe like an example.
Okay, like when I say communication, like if I make a statement, what it means in the Nigerian society might be different from what it means in another society.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how diverse the world is. So I had a lot of culture shock here, a lot of them. And today I'm still, dealing with some of them. First is communication. Yeah, first is communication. Some of these countries that host QCS scholars, they are officially English-speaking countries, but they still have their own indigenous, languages. Okay, and some of them have a kind of bilingual franca, kind of two official languages, which English happens to be one of them. So in such case, you may have that most of the communications, not medium of instruction in school. No. Most of the communication in the society, everywhere, in the on the buses, in the market, everywhere, are usually done in that language. Okay, so you just have to learn a little, and also gestures as well. Hand gestures can also help. I use that in the market a lot. You have to just know a little, maybe numbers, you have to know how to call some, money, some amounts, at least 100 naira. You have to know how to translate it to their own, language. So now communication with your lecturers as well and your fellow student also matters. Okay, everybody have individual accents. Yeah, in as much as we all speak English, the accents are still different. Just imagine you're studying in India, so they are speaking English, of course, but do you understand what is being spoken? Okay, I have a classmate till date that that if I speak, she doesn't still understand my accent. And I can understand her. She doesn't still understand. Okay? So you have to know that communication is important. Even your lecturers, at first, when you start commence your program, you might not really understand all of them. This thing is not just because this is Asia. It happens in America, it happens in the UK, it happens in France, in different. I have had, a couple of my friends complaining that this lecturer is just too fast. I'm telling you, same English, so different accents. So you have to learn how to adapt fast. If not, you get lost in class. You understand? So you just have to learn how to adapt. That's communication. I think there was a time I asked a question, and my lecturer answered another question. A couple of times like that. There was a time I asked another question, and my prof, he was just sitting beside me before. No, we were sitting opposite each other. And he asked a question in the class, general question. And I said, sir, I have the answer. I responded. And he said, okay. And he asked another question. Another person the same question. And he said, good. And he spoke in the second official language, understand, of this country, which I didn't understand. He just spoke like a comment, understand? Okay. Yeah. So after some months later, a friend of mine told me that the lecturer said something the other time in the second official language that he did not understand what this guy is saying. Sitting close to you, I was facing you. One-on-one. I answered in simple English. I did not understand. So these are some of the challenges. So, and me, I can understand everything. Yeah. I can understand. So you have to learn how to cope with them. I have had scholars that will say, when my first class, I could only understand 20% of, better speaking English. Understand? So things like that happen. So you have to adapt very fast. And also the questions in the exam. Of course, you know that these things will affect the way they are writings. Sometimes when they ask certain questions, what they mean might be different from what you understand. It might affect you. Okay? So that is why you have to go for, sometimes they organize tutorials before exams or tests. You have to go to know how questions ought to be answered. So that will tell you what they mean, ask certain questions like this or like that. Okay. Yeah. You have to learn, adapt to their way of writing, their way of communicating things in their writing. And then also when you are dealing with your friends and colleagues, you have to read body languages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have had a lot of cultural shock where maybe you just say something or do something that is as casual as it is, or as it is in Nigeria, in my home country. And then, somebody else finds it offensive. And then you are wondering, how is it offensive?
That's serious.
Yeah. Now, another culture shock, the biggest culture shock I have here is in this place, they are Sinhala. The two major ethnic groups we have is Sinhala and Tamil. I'm in Sri Lanka currently. So, there are these kind of persons that they can trouble your life with questions. They can ask you a lot of questions. How are you? How are you doing? Like they are meeting you, your classmates. So you have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend? Some of these are questions that we find confidential in back then in Nigerian society. How old are you? How old is your mother? Can I see your pictures? How much do you earn as salary? Are you being sponsored there? Are your parents here? One of my friends even got to ask me one day. I was even exhausted that day. We were going home. Yeah. He said, "How tall are you?" I said, "Hi."
Oh, wow.
I was a bit offended.
That's serious.
Even me, I don't even know how tall I am.
That's serious.
So you just have to understand how each of these people are. Understand, so that you will not get off, and you shouldn't get offended. Actually, some of them may contravene the rules of how things work in your own
home country,
home society, the society of your country. But you are coming to a different society. You have to understand their ways of thinking. What is normal and casual with them might be strange to you, might be offensive to you, but you don't have to be offended. So that is how I've been, dealing with them. So these are culture shock, and also. Another very important one is the lecturer uses the board. He or she is the one that will clean the board. Like, you taught me, you're a lecturer, you're a prof, and you're the one wiping off the board. It's usually strange to me. To them, it's like, it's the one, you should be the one. I'm like, wow, it's nice. They are down to earth. In Nigerian society, when you have profs, your profs can be you can't easily access your prof. It's common in the society. But here, you can stop a prof just in the hallway and ask a question. Yeah, any question. Even a professor emeritus, he will stand and say, yes, okay. No, this is how it works. On that. So these were my cultural shocks.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So to the next question. What are some misconceptions about studying in a developing country like Sri Lanka, and that you would like to clarify for prospective applicants that are scared? Most people want to go and study in more developed countries, and they are scared that if they study in maybe like a less developed country, maybe middle income or low income, they won't get quality education or they won't get the exposure they need.
Yeah, I think it's a common concern among applicants, and every applicant we have to think about that this country I'm going to, it's a common thing among us. For QECS, I want to say that every country and every school that QECS has chosen to host its scholars, they are schools that are top-notch. They have good academic standing. They have good professors. Most of these professors are internationally renowned professors. Some of them are professors who are nobles in their fields. You understand? They are icons in their fields. You understand? So be rest assured that you will get quality education, because, for instance, my school here is the best school in this country and one of the best in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So, in fact, I have had. We usually have an annual international conference where some of our sponsors are some of these pharmaceutical companies, and some of the products they come to talk to us about and advertise. These products are made from the researches by our own professors. Understand? So this is how renowned some of these professors are, and these schools, they attract international affiliations with other schools, with other professors,
Yeah.
So these guys they know what they're doing and they're up to date. Okay. So for QCS to select a school as a host university, they must have done their background work to know that is this school worth it? Does it have the capacity? So I want to put a rest to the minds and put an encouragement to the minds of applicants that any school within the radar of QECS or any school within the book of QECS, they are good schools. They are worth it, regardless of the fact that whether they are in low or middle income countries. It doesn't matter. They are very good. They have good equipment. They have seasoned professors and lecturers. So that is that about that. And the country itself is safe. Yeah, the country. I remember we had about I think some weeks ago, not 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, you heard that we had a kind of a natural disaster here, flood, in some part of the country, some other place, landslide, So immediately they reach out to us. I hope you are fine. Immediately they send emails to every one of us to know whether we are fine or not, if there's any assistance we need. So they are always caring. They want to know if there is anything going on. If you are fine, you are good. They want reports. You understand? So it's worth it to study. And being a prestigious scholarship, you can always leverage it for bigger ones. Yeah, you can always leverage it for your PhD. Yeah, it's a step forward. Yeah.
So thank you very much for your time, for pouring into us today. I personally learned a lot, and I'm very sure anyone listening to this will also learn a lot. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the support, and thank you for coming here today.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, finally, what advice would you give to listeners that are considering the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship?
Okay. Before my final advice, I would like to say that you see, I made mention of recommendation letters at that time. Okay. It's usually a big problem for us in Nigeria because most times our lecturers, they are not friendly.
Busy.
they are busy, they don't even have time to attend to this. Okay, so what I usually recommend, because talking about recommendation letters, is I have actually explored a number of strategies that has worked for me. So I like to talk about it a little. Okay, so I think it's best. One thing you should do as an applicant is, if you are still in school as we speak, as an applicant listening to me, try to establish a good relationship with your lecturers, especially your supervisor. You understand? Because you will need them, okay? As a prospective applicant. And then if you have graduated, try to check up on some of those ones that you are eyeing. You are having in mind that these ones I want to make you my referee, okay? So try to create, call them, check up on them on festive periods, send them messages. Sometimes you can just send them airtime. I just want to I just remembered you, and I want to appreciate you, just want to honor you. You understand? Send them airtime, just make them feel valued, so that when you come for them, they'll be able to give you attention. Okay. And now this is the problem. Even when they know you, they give you attention, they are willing to help. Most of them are not experienced in international applications, these academic applications. So if you ask them to put up a reference letter for you, they just write, "He's a good boy. He did well in my courses. Feel free to offer him any assistance, understand? And feel free to get back to me, for further correspondence." They don't even know what to write, you understand? So I think what we usually do sometimes is that you can, tell them, highlight the things you want them to talk about. Yeah, you can highlight the things you want to talk about. Okay, sir, this is what they would want to hear. This is what they want to see in their recommendation letter. Say it this way, say this way. Okay, sometimes, you know what some of them will do? They can even say, "Okay, can you just give us a draft?" I say, "Win for you." Yeah.
Okay.
So you just, once you say, "Can you give us a draft?" Put up a solid draft for them. Some of them will go through it and make corrections. They will correct you. Okay. Some of them will make deductions, and then some will make additions, to save them time. Okay. So subsequently, your subsequent applications, you can, keep working on that. The lecturer can keep editing that, but you have a master piece on ground already. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I recommend that for everyone for references, because sometimes it's not easy to get them, but this is how it works. Most of them don't even have time. They don't even know how to go about it, things like that. So you just have to help them, feed them with information, tell them the style, everything, the structure. Just let them know. You understand? My own referees were that simple.
Yeah.
They just say, "Okay, just give us a draft." And sometimes, even when some of them are not, they are not saying give us a draft, I will propose to them, "Can I give you a draft?" And of course, they will go through it. If there's anything that they feel shouldn't be there, they will remove it. It's still their right. It's meant for them, okay? And sometimes they want to submit. You just help them out, okay? That they want to submit, okay? And if there's anything that they feel, "Oh, this thing is not what I know about you. You have exaggerated, you have lied there," they will remove all those things. You understand? But coming from the Nigerian society, it will really help. You understand? Of course, there are still referees who will take their time to write this thing very well for you, and there are some you need to help and put them in the way, just like I have said. Yeah. So that is that on that. And for QECS scholar, my final words goes this way. QECS is what it's now. The global stage of application, it will place you in an uncommon, it will give you an uncommon advantage, you understand, in the seat of competitions among other competitors, for further studies like PhD and others. So the host universities, I want to say again, they are good universities. They are standard universities. They can give you the knowledge that you want. I can tell you that for free. And you'll be well taken care of. I know some people will ask, how much is the stipend, whatever. The stipend is not fixed. Yeah, it's not fixed because it's not fixed for all countries or for all schools. So it depends on the country, on the school that is hosting you, because the standard of living differs from country to country. You understand? So I can't say this is the fixed amount, okay? Yeah, but be assured you have an allowance, and you have a coordinator there who will receive you. If you're from the airport, there is a car waiting for you already. You understand? Getting to the airport, so everything is well coordinated. So it's a good scholarship to give it a try, and I pray that God will help you all.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Caleb, for your time again. Thank you. Really appreciate you shared a lot.
I'm open for I think soon I'll be graduating from here. So I think you have my handles already. Anyone can reach out to me if
definitely.
If my schedules allow me, so review essays and then other things.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Yeah, so to our listeners, we hope you found this episode enlightening and helpful as I did. Remember that opportunities like this can open doors to incredible experiences and the chance to make a real difference in your community, in your society, and your country. Until next time, keep striving and stay inspired. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at Scholarchitchat. Subscribe. If you have questions, ask. And like Caleb has said, if you have questions or you need your essays to be reviewed, you can send him a message and he's willing and ready if his schedules allows him to. So thank you very much. See you next time.